Heyo, I'm Colby from Sanitary Productions. We're back again with another G.I. Joe action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the GIJoeClub.com exclusive figure subscription service Wave 8, figure 10? No, figure 9. This is Payload. So if you didn't know, Payload is one of the drivers for the G.I. Joe Defiant Space Shuttle Complex. More specifically, he's the astronaut. So the figure originally did come with the Defiant complex there, so it's one of the larger toys in the original line. I guess technically the second largest, with the USS flag being the first. But this was a cool figure. They also re-released this figure in a slightly different color scheme with the space shuttle, the Crusader? Yeah, I think that's the name of the ship. So you had the Defiant, and then the Crusader was the standalone shuttle, which was basically a re-release of half of the Defiant complex. But anyways, that's kind of the history of the figure. It comes on a nice carded, actually this is the first time we actually get Payload as a carded figure, so that's really cool. And we get some really cool character art here on the side. It's slightly different than some of the rest of the figures that we have, in that it's not got the traditional fire emblem on the side. It's got a space glow thing, so that's really awesome looking. I'm really actually pretty excited about this figure. So on the back we do have the enlarged artwork there for the character art, and we have the actual file card here. So I'll let you pause it right there if you want to and read through the file card. And yes, very cool looking. So this is 8-09, and we're going to open this guy because he's cool. So yeah, the original vintage release came with a cool backpack that was kind of a space jetpack thing, and it had a cool umbilical cord that kind of connected him to his space shuttle, and that was about all you got. You did get a removable helmet with it, and it was in this nice kind of orange color scheme, so yeah, very cool looking. Pop that thing out, and we'll toss this to the side. They've actually taped the figure stand to the back of this thing. It's the first time they've actually done that, so yeah. Then we have the cool figure that pops out. He's got a really cool space suit here that we're going to have to look at here in a moment. That just fell apart. And some cool other pieces here. So there's a hose that came off of this thing, this control, and then that thing popped off, and so we may have to put this thing back together, it looks like. So maybe that one stayed intact. So there we go. Some cool looking accessories here. A little bit odd, but anyways, let's zoom in here and try to figure out what the devil's going on. So hold on while we go ahead and zoom in here as close as we can. And readjust this a little bit so I can see everything. Something about like that should do it. So I'm actually going to dial down this our lights a little bit because it's a little bit washed out. It is a white figure here. We'll try it about like that to see how well it works here. Maybe that'll do okay. To start with, we do have the traditional figure stand here, the battle stand here, traditional 25th anniversary raised G.I. Joe logo on the top, 2 foot pegs. We got Payload codename on the front, 2007 copyright. So very cool. I don't know where to start with this guy here. So let's look at this thing that is actually intact still. So this is his control mechanism, I guess, joystick thing. looking at the actual artwork here as a reference, this would be the right hand, and it's basically, I guess this is supposed to be some sort of articulated thing, and then you got these weird hoses that attach to it. I don't know, it's got a lot of stuff going on here, but it's pretty cool. So let's see if we can put this one back together. It shouldn't be that difficult here. This little thing here, little peg hole in the side, should just pop right back onto that peg thing there. It's just really loose. Then the hose should fit into the hose attachment points like that, and I guess you pretty much got it. It's just, yeah, so the hose actually keeps it from jumping around too much, so that's kind of cool. It's a very interesting design here. You've got this really cool articulated joystick, and then this thing just keeps popping out. So I don't really know what they were going for there, but it's interesting anyways. Looking at the actual figure here, we've got these cool rocket pack things here. So on the back of it, there's this little peg joint. This, hopefully this thing will start focusing here in a minute. The little joint here just kind of fits in there like a little triangle-y thing, and just press that in place, and that's technically your articulated rocket launchers. So that's actually really cool. You have these kind of cool wing things. I don't really know what all these things are here for, if they are supposed to attach to something or what, but it's some interesting details here that would seem to have a reason, but I don't know what that reason is. So it fits kind of loosely around him with his helmet, so, but it does look pretty cool. I'm kind of digging that. So I don't know if your umbilical cord from the original Crusader would fit in this or what. I don't have one handy to test that out with, but that's very interesting. But it looks really cool. It's got some really nice detail there. So the rocket launchers are awesome looking. Again, they do move left and right, up and down a little bit. You may pop those out, but you can kind of just press them back into place there. So very nice looking all together. His helmet is removable here, so let's go ahead and pull that off. Once you do that, this whole suit piece lifts off like that. We'll set that to the side. Stick his helmet back on there for a moment. Get on there. There we go. So that is kind of the way he looks without the crazy spacesuit here. Very nice looking. They've done a really good job here with the detail work here. His neck is a little bit long, but that's because it's supposed to accommodate his little harness thing here. Cool helmet. We've seen this same helmet before with some of the reaction armor from the movie line, and maybe also some of the Cobra figures like the lampreys and things. I can't remember, but still a nice looking helmet. Facial sculpt here looks really good. They actually have done a really good job of kind of capturing the way that original figure looked. Some nice detail work on the hair. The rest of the suit looks like pretty cool. Got some cool patches, cool flag there on the side there. Really nice stuff all the way around. It looks like astronaut-y stuff. I don't know what you call it, but cool harness, belt. Nice work on the legs. Those cool boots with the metal tips on them. So may not be able to see that too well, but got some cool lace work going on there also. So very nice looking. Articulation wise, the head does spin 360 degrees. We get lots of up and down motion, a good bit of head tilt to the side, standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints, standard ball and swivel at the elbow joints. We get a swivel and a rocker on the wrist. That's very nice. We do get the standard waist chest twist here. Lots of ab crunch going on there. Very nice looking. Standard T-hook at the waist and hips. Full front and back motion there. We do get double knee joints and swivel and rocker there at the ankle joint. So all in all, very excellent articulation on this guy. He looks really cool. Let's stick his crazy spacesuit back on there. Slap his helmet back on. There we go. And let's see what we can do here to get his gauntlets. Bear with me while I try to figure out the best way of doing this. Should have been a straightforward thing. For whatever reason. Let's try it this way. Let's try to grab the joystick in his hand to begin with. Nope, that's not working. I think my hands are too big for this. So if we grab this thing, slide this on first, grab this and shove it in his hand, flip it around to get it to line up with that peg joint. Reattach this piece and reattach the hose, and there we go. We got a cool whatever manipulator arm that is. Let's see if the other side is going to be any more cooperative. It kind of looks like it is. Nope. Not exactly. Alright, so we got his hand on his controller. We'll pop this thing back on here. Grab the hose. Reattach it like so. And then this piece popped off again, so let's reattach it. And then that hose goes back on there like that. And there we go. We got a really cool looking figure there with the cool manipulator arms and everything. So yes, I am really liking the figure. These manipulator arms are a piece of junk. They look cool when they're actually in place and working, but they are a pain to deal with. So any of y'all out there that got this figure, let me know if you had any of this same problem with these manipulator arms, or if that's just me being uncoordinated, which is very possible as well. Anyways, this is a really good update of the figure. It's the first time we've actually got a modern version of Payload. So yeah, I'm really liking this guy. I need to go dig out my my space shuttle and see what he looks like inside of that thing, but I'm really liking this guy. So that's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of Payload. If you had the original vintage version, how does this one stack up in your opinion? And yeah, just whatever else y'all want to comment on down, leave it down below. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for more awesome videos coming down the pipeline. We're going to finish up wave 8 of these figure subscription services and kind of go from there. So till next time, yo Joe.